Hello, welcome back everybody to my ASMR channel. I hope everyone is doing super well today. Today's video, I wanted to do a little ASMR for when you're feeling really anxious about an interview. Because I'm not gonna lie, I just had an interview less than an hour ago, and leading up to it I was so anxious and nervous and it was driving me crazy. And so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make a little video for anxiety surrounding interviews, and we're gonna do some positive affirmations and give you some advice for preparing for interviews and whatnot. And so you have a job interview soon and it's consuming your whole brain. Spend some minutes with me and let's try to work through that, okay? Let's try to get it out of your brain so that you can relax. You deserve to relax. You deserve to relax. You deserve to relax. The biggest thing that I think is important to remember when you are going into an interview is that they looked at your resume. If you submitted a cover letter, they read it and they liked it. They liked it. They like you. And so half the things that you're going to talk about has already been stated in your resume. And so they know what you're going to say. It's more so just they just want to meet you. They just want to meet your personality, right? And try to, the biggest thing is try to radiate passion when it comes to what you're talking about, especially if it's a certain field or career that you're going into or a specific industry. You just want to try to be passionate. I hope that the birds are relaxing and not really obnoxious. I think it'll be relaxing. That's not relaxing. But yeah, so just try to remember that they chose you. If they didn't like you, I feel with interviews we just get so nervous that they're not gonna like you, or thinking what I was nervous about for my interview. I think I was just nervous that I just wasn't gonna talk right. And so definitely practice, but don't over practice. Don't prepare a speech and read off of it, because that's not gonna be good, because then they're and that was something that my boyfriend was telling me when I was praying for my interview with him, was to remember that interviews are more conversations than anything. If you're talking and you don't touch on something that they want you to touch on, they're gonna ask you, right? And so it's not their interviews. I feel interviewers are really trying to set you up for success, to ask you about things that are related to the position. So definitely try to breathe. Try to just remember that it is okay to slow down. And it's okay to slow down. It is okay to pause for a second to think about what you want to say. It is okay to kind of speak a little bit slower. You don't need to talk at a million miles an hour and get everything out and yada yada yada. It's okay to just take your time. Relax. You got this. You got this. And if this is a super important job interview, this is a super important job, remember, you submitted an application. They looked at your resume and they feel that according to your resume, you are qualified for this position. They feel that way. I promise. I promise. I'm in their heads. I'm in their brains. And I know that they feel that way. Because you wouldn't have got called into an interview if they didn't look at your resume and feel that you're qualified for this position. And so remember that. Remind yourself that. Remind you that they picked you because they already looked at stuff that you wrote down and was I like that. And so now they just want to just meet you. They just want to meet you. They just want to meet you. And honestly, really all they're trying to make sure is that you don't seem like a super irresponsible person, and you probably aren't, because you submitted your application. You're gonna show up to the interview 10 minutes early. You're gonna, be prepared and look professional and, all of that stuff. And so just also trust yourself. I promise, tell your anxiety right now, hey, I'm talking to your anxiety. You, right there, that anxious feeling. Trust yourself. Especially if you've prepared for this interview. You prepared. You prepared. You know that you did research and that you looked into the company and that you prepared and that you did all the things that you needed to do. And so just trust yourself that when the time comes, you're gonna do a good job. Say it with me right now. I trust myself and my ability to do a good job. I trust myself and my ability to do a good job. I trust myself. I can trust myself. Say that. I can trust myself. Okay? It's gonna be okay. I promise. It's gonna be okay. And remember, the sun is not gonna explode if like the interview doesn't go exactly how you wanted it to, or if you just don't get the job. The world's not gonna explode. You're gonna keep trucking, and that might mean that like some things are gonna like be worse than you wanted than if you did get the job, and unfortunately that's just kind of how it is. But it's not gonna be the last opportunity that you ever have in this field or this position or whatever, because there's a really big world that we live in, a really big world with lots of stuff going on in lots of different areas. And so I promise that this is not going to be the last opportunity. So just take a breath. Be like, I'm going to do my best. I'm going to slow down. I'm going to breathe. I'm going to be okay. And we're going to figure it out together. We're going to figure it out. Okay? And don't like run yourself rampant because you're over preparing. Just write some stuff down, write some key points down, go over, some key stuff that you want to mention. Like if there's some things about previous jobs that you like for sure want to mention, just make a little list. Just make a little list and go through it. Make a little list and go through it. And maybe have like keywords for each thing, so then that kind of gets your brain jogging. And again, remember, the interviewer is not trying to like psych you out. They're not trying to like ask you trick questions or like, get you to answer wrong. If you don't say something that they want you to say, they're just gonna ask you. They're just gonna ask you, and then you're just gonna answer, and you're just gonna relax and talk to them and just think about the job and what it's about in the industry. And if you're really passionate about it, then you should start to relax. You're gonna start to relax and chill. And remember that you have this in the bag. I promise that you have this in the bag. You are good at this. You're good at this. I promise. You're gonna be great at this. And you have prepared. You know that you have prepared. So like remind yourself in the moment, I prepared for this. They're gonna be able to tell that I did my research and I prepped for this interview. I promise. And make sure you have some questions to ask them at the end. A really good question that I just asked in my interview was thinking back to people that have been in this position or are currently in this position, what separates good from great? That's a really good question, I think, to ask. And then also just ask something about the company. Like, do some research about the company. Because if you ask a question, ask them to like elaborate about something about the company, then they're gonna like, in their brain a switch is gonna go off and be like, oh, this person did research on our company. That means that they care, and that they're gonna be able to tell that you cared. And so if you're doing the research, if you are making sure that you're prepared, they're gonna be able to tell. I promise. They're gonna be able to tell that you're prepared, okay? So it's gonna be okay. Look at me. Can you look right here? Look at my eyes. Look at me. Can you look? It's gonna be okay. You're gonna do a good job. I promise, I promise, I promise, I promise, I promise, I promise, I promise that you are gonna do a good job. You're gonna do the bestest job in the whole world. You're gonna do the bestest job in the whole world, okay? Trust yourself. Take a deep breath. Let's take a few deep breaths with me, okay? And then I'm gonna distract you a little bit. Because because you need to get your mind off of it. Because if you're just thinking about it 24/7 up until the interview, you're gonna stress yourself out. You're gonna be thinking about it too much. Okay, so let's take a deep breath. I'm gonna count or breathe. Okay, so in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We're gonna do 7, 11. Because that can trigger the nervous system that makes you less anxious. So breathe in, count with me for 7, or I'll count my fingers, right? In, out. Alright, forget about counting. Just breathe. Just make sure that you're just okay, I'm gonna distract you a little bit, okay? Because you need it. Can you look at this coaster for me? What kind of effect is this? What does this look like? Good. Yes, it's like marble. It even looked a little bit, it looks a little cracked, kind of like a stone cracky pattern. What color is this? What color is this? Yes, it's like gray, black, and it has these white spots. Do you see that? Hey, do you see the white? Yeah, it's really nice. These are some nice coasters. You have the cork on the background. It's a little dirty, okay. I've had these for a while. But they have the cork on the background, so when you place them, they aren't gonna like super slide everywhere, you know. Do you hear that sound when I tap on them? Look. Do you hear this? Yeah. Focus on this for a minute. Just focus on this coaster. Just focus on this coaster for me. Can we focus on it together? Look, I'm focusing on the coaster. Look at that. It's got some white on it. A lot of gray, because, you know, it's kind of got that, like, effect, marble effect kind of thing going on. Super cool. I have a bunch of them. There's another one. Look at that. Now I have 2. Do you hear that? Do you hear the noise they make when I move them together? Makes kind of a funny noise. Look at that. These coasters. Just focus on these coasters for me. What color is this? This right here. Look, this right here. What color is this? It's like brown, tan. I could even say like orange. Kind of matched my hair, low key. Look at the edges. What color is that? It's edges right here. What color is that? It's white. Yes, but the edges around are white. So it's got this cool kind of like black top, and then it gets to white. Do you see that? So it's like marbly and dark, and then the edges are white. Yeah. Can you just look at these coasters for me? How many coasters am I holding up? 2. Good, 2 coasters. How many coasters am I holding up now? Good. 3 coasters. How many coasters am I holding up? Excellent. That's 1 coaster. Might be a little hard. How many coasters am I holding up? Good. 4 coasters. How about now? How many coasters am I holding? Good. 3 coasters. 3 coasters. How many coasters am I holding up? Good. 2 coasters. And how many coasters am I holding up? Good. 1 coaster. How many coasters am I holding up? Very good. 0 coasters. You're gonna be okay. You got this, okay? Take some breaths for me. Oh, wow, look at that one. That one's been through it. Just take some breaths for me. Relax, breathe. Can you hear my tummy? Go get some food if you're hungry. I'm gonna go get some food right after I finish making this video. Just remember to relax for me, okay? You're gonna be okay, I promise. I promise. Trust yourself. Trust yourself. You know that you prepared for this, okay? You're gonna do amazing. Just trust yourself. Remember to breathe. Watch ASMR videos if they help you. Distract yourself. Go play some Minecraft or something. You're gonna do great, okay? Okay, I adore you guys so much. I hope you enjoyed this chill little video with my coasters. And if you have a job interview soon, I hope that this helped you a little bit, okay? You're gonna do amazing. I will see you guys in my next one, okay? I adore you all so much.